Hi, my name is Brittney Sharp, and this is for class Diagnosis and Remediation of Reading Disabilities 1 to 6 for the summer of 2017 semester. So this semester, I had a student who was in summer school for not doing so well during his 4th grade year. He's going into the 5th grade in September, so I chose to work with him for the administration of the IRI and for my intervention program. So to give you a little bit of background information about my student, who I'll be calling Student A, he his attitudes towards reading, not really too positive. He felt like when I asked him to work with me, he was being punished. He didn't see it so much as just an assessment. He saw it as, wow, I must be doing really badly, that I need to be pulled aside for one-on-one attention. So I spent a lot of time convincing him that this is not in any way a strike against you. This is not punishment. This is not anything negative. This is just me wanting to see how you read. And so the first thing we did was we did the word recognition inventory. So you can see these are his results. We started from grade 2, the grade 2 word list. I decided to go 2 levels down from his current grade level. He's currently 4th grade, so I started with 2nd grade. For the 2nd grade list up to the 2nd semester 3rd grade list, he got them all correct. So as he moved through those word lists, his confidence level increased tremendously, and his attitude began to pick up. During the 4th grade list, he got 3 words wrong, and in the 5th grade list, he got 5 words wrong. So we decided to stop on the 5th grade list, and so that's where I decided to start. I decided to start with the 4th grade reading level. 4th grade reading level passages. He did really well reading out loud, and with the silent reading, his comprehension levels were pretty good, pretty on point for his grade level. During the listening passages, he had a very hard time with recalling details in order to be able to answer questions. If I read something to him, he had a bit of a hard time answering those comprehension questions. So based on those details about the IRI is how I decided to start planning my intervention program for him. So the first step of my program, I decided, okay, I need to change his attitudes about reading from negative to positive. So the first step of my program was to create this interest inventory, which were questions that he fills out to let me know, what are you thinking so far about reading? So examples, some of the questions were, do you like to read? Yes, no, sometimes. What type of text do you like to read? That's probably the most important question on this inventory, is what type of text you like to read. And I gave him an extensive list of texts and genres to expand his mind to some genres he may not even know exist, and will make him go out and say, oh, I like video games. There are video game manuals out there that I can read. So that was the whole purpose of this inventory, to open his mind up to what types of texts are out there in the world for him to explore. The second part of my intervention program was to see where he was with his phonemic awareness. So I gave him a phonemic awareness assessment probably about a week into the intervention program, where some of the sample questions that he had, it's kind of hard to see here in this box, but I'll read some of them to you, were identifying initial sounds in words. For example, if the word is mad, the initial sound would be the M sound. Or identifying final sounds in the word cup, the the P sound would be the final sound. So just things like that, identifying letter sounds. And also a part of that were rhyme production. If I give you the word pot, can you give me a word back that rhymes with the word pot? Hot. for example. So, of course, the intervention questions were more grade level appropriate. So for the rhyme production, perhaps I wouldn't give him a word like pot. That's more of first grade level. Fourth grade, I would give him a more difficult word for him to try to rhyme. The next part of my intervention program deals with comprehension. So he was pretty good with reading comprehension as long as he was able to see the passage. So I wanted to give him a lot of practice with keeping him on track with reading a passage out loud and to himself in the reading and answering questions, multiple choice questions. But I also gave him practice with us going back and forth, with me reading the passage aloud to him and him answering questions. I noticed that he was able to do much better when he could see the questions. Even if he could not see the passage, if he could see the questions, he tended to do better versus if I read him the questions as well as reading the passage to him. So those were the steps of my intervention program. At the end of the intervention program, I gave him a full overall assessment of all the things that we had worked on. We were able to work through my intervention program for about 3.5, 4 weeks before the summer school semester ended and I lost contact with student A. But he, from the beginning of the administration of the IRI to the time of this overall assessment, he increased tremendously, and I would love to re-give him the IRI actually to see how his results changed. I'm 100% sure that the increase based on the assessment that I gave him at the end. I would love to extend this program to more than a couple of weeks to see how it would go over a semester, maybe a 12-week period, to see how it would affect students who may need more intense intervention. He was pretty good on grade level when we began. The only issue was his attitudes towards reading. So I would love to use my intervention program with a child who needs more intense intervention. And thanks for listening.